Hello, everyone. Welcome to our music podcast. This is Nicholas DePaulo.
Austin Barber.
Little Breezy, Jake Easy.
G Franco, aka Not the Father.
And your dad.
So today we'll be talking about music. My question for each and every one of you is, what's your favorite genre and what's an important artist that you think influences what you like to listen to? Austin?
Go around the circle.
Electronic music. Yeah. Influential artist? I don't know. Nick, you hate the Dutch, so I guess I can't pick the Dutch.
Well, that is true,
I
but
wonder how Emil feels about that.
I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like electronic music is very important right now. It's been growing. You can listen for everything. Doing exercise, studying, going to sleep. It's amazing. So many subgenres too, but no specific influential artist.
I don't know. I guess Diplo is pretty influential.
Yeah, he's been going
Makes a lot
strong
of
lately.
different kind of stuff.
He's been cranking out the hits.
Yeah,
lately, too.
that's crazy, dude. Just keeps coming out with new stuff. What about you, Jake?
I'm a big fan of electronic music too. I'd probably say my favorites are like Savant, Dioro, and Hardwell.
Nice.
But I don't really like Skrillex, but he is pretty influential to electronic music. I think he kind of revived it.
True.
Yeah, true. I agree with that.
There's no way around that fact. Yeah.
Yeah, the kid's a genius, honestly. What about you?
Well, taking it away from electronic music, I personally am a hip hop head.
Like that, OG?
And when I say hip hop, I guess I mean mainly the modern,
Chance the Rapper, Logic.
no disrespect to Chance, but I'm more of a East Coast listener.
Yeah,
You got Joey Badass.
Now where does Tech?
A lot of
you got
underrated
Flatbush
artists, yeah.
Zombies, you got
Mm-hmm.
the Underachievers. You got all these guys who are bringing back 90s hip hop sound, fusing it with modern, trap style beats, and bringing back, really in depth lyricism, flows.
Yeah, and I agree with that. I think that's something that we lost a lot with the rappers that we have that are big right now. A lot of people, they're not willing to write their own lyrics and put the emotion and the work into it. So true, you're hearing a rapper rap, but he's not rapping to his lyrics. It's
Exactly.
Seems like
yeah.
best rap is a big commercial nowadays.
Yeah. So
Some of it's pretty good though.
I gotta admit, Hotline Bling was catchy. Coming back to the topic, so Carter, how do you?
I prefer country. I'm a country person,
I can
so
see that.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that.
How do you
So,
feel about the stereotypes that country is just full of beer and women and trucks? It's obviously not true.
there's some big hits that are, and that's what most other genres hear about are the big hits of country.
Yeah,
Every other genre hears about all the big hits that.
All genres have their
Yeah.
It's like pop.
stereotypes.
So I mean, every genre has it. So
yeah, I agree. But yeah, honestly, as much as I'm trying to be open minded with every musical genre out there, I'm not gonna lie. I do enjoy country to an extent because I really like the melody, how it goes always through. But sometimes, like I say, I'm not really into it. So all I listen to is the big hits. It's always super dramatic or super the story isn't so much usually the lyrics tell a story, but it's not always in favor of what we're singing. He always had something bad happen to him. Anyway, ongoing with the topic, subgenres. Each genre usually have a subgenre, such as electronic music. You break it down to drum and bass, trap, house music, deep house music, and so on. Usually with hip hop, you have
Trap as well.
yeah, psychedelic hip hop, and so goes on. And I'm positive country, you might have upbeat
I don't
something.
know.
I don't know. Maybe it's its own so original. It doesn't have to
mean,
break out into
there's
these
probably
things.
you can
Western
definitely tell
country,
difference
Southern
between.
countries.
Yeah, there's probably older country, which is probably more slower versus new country.
Yeah. Maybe blues or something. I don't
Well,
know.
I think
Or,
there's considered
there's,
rap
full
country.
dancing
Because there's a
country,
mix
I
of
don't
the
know.
rap and the country.
Oh yeah,
in
they have
there.
country rap,
Like
don't
a
they?
square dance.
They what?
Country rap, or
Yeah.
Cruise was technically considered country rap.
I don't know. I've never heard.
You've heard Cruz. It was on the radio for a while.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
I think so.
Yeah. So, what do you think, Austin?
I don't know. Subgenres kind of get confusing sometimes, but
Yeah.
some people might get caught up in like what kind of genre it is, but I don't know. If you like the music, then I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and what I hate about it is because if you're a producer or you're an artist, it really like makes your job a lot harder when you want to classify your music because you might come out on stage and say, "Hey, I make trap," and some 18-year-old, 19-year-old be like, "Nah,
Yeah.
that's future based, son." It's just like, well, it's music, so. I'm just saying because I can see a lot of like young artists right now trying to like get in the game, struggling with that because a lot of times they're coming out and saying, "Hey, this is my music, this is my sound, this is my genre," and someone else comes like, "That's not it. That's not what you're doing. You're wrong. You suck." You know, I don't know. I think it's something to keep in mind.
And sometimes there is that lack of originality, though. Originality.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
mhm.
Or at the same time, too much focus on one aspect that you're boxing yourself out
Yeah.
from being your own artist.
I feel like it can prevent people from getting as popular as they could be because, like, somebody will listen to, like, a song and they'll hear the intro, like, oh, this is, like, trap. I don't like any trap at all, so I'm not going to listen to this song.
Yeah, well said, Jake. And that's a big thing right now. Right now, a lot of people know what sells is very upbeat songs. Like everyone loves a drop nowadays.
Right.
If you don't have a drop, it's not music worth listening to. And
That's
yeah,
not
I mean,
every
it's
song.
okay. That is true. A lot of times, like maybe it's just because like of Nene and Whip and what else? We a lot Turned Down for What. It's always had that extreme drop, but just brings up the party to like a whole new level, and people are always seeking that. Now there is a lot of underrated subgenres, which we're not gonna get into because there's so many.
Yeah,
But yeah,
most hits are like hits become hits through the radio and like through labels, and I don't know. It's kind of weird. Like Major Lazer, everybody knows them now, but they've been producing music for like I don't know, 5 or 7 years, a long time, and just with their recent album and their collab with DJ Snake, Lean On.
Mhm.
Everybody knows Major Lazer now.
What-
But
Yeah.
prior to that song, not many people knew who they were.
Yeah. Were they always with Diplo? Was that always a
yeah.
Diplo project?
It's
Diplo
Diplo and
Phillips,
2 other guys.
Yeah.
I forget.
they were like Jamaicans. I don't know.
I think you're right.
Yeah, there are. And that's the big thing is like a lot of the artists like people think like because today you can literally open your computer, download some software, and start recording music. Like they don't have as much respect for the work that's going to the game. Truly, today, if you have a guitar, you have a microphone, you can sing country music. If you have a microphone, you can rap. If you have a mixer and some drum pads, or just a mouse and a USB stick, you can literally like produce music.
Mhm.
But and this has like made the industry a lot harder to get into. But the good part of it is that we have a lot more content coming out. But a big thing that like a lot of artists are complaining about, everyone wants to make money off of it.
Yeah.
But I feel like right now is the time where people should settle down and try to like open new doors so those that are following your steps can like have an easier time going through.
I
And that's-
kind of disagree. I think it's easier nowadays because prior to SoundCloud and stuff, people had to like run around to like. I know in Europe, like 10 years ago before internet or whatever, people had to like run around and like show people their music through vinyl or through CDs
Right.
to
It's
DJs.
definitely,
I feel like
Well, yeah,
it's easier to get found.
yeah,
it's
yeah,
easier to
definitely a
get
lot
found,
easier to get
but
out right now.
the competition because
Yeah, like,
the,
well, if
it's
you're
so
not
easy
good,
to find
you're
you.
still
It's
not
so
gonna-
easy to find another kid like you, and that's a big
It's
thing right now.
saturated.
Yeah, if you're a rapper, you gotta have a lot of original stuff to come out because seriously, on SoundCloud, all you have to do is put hashtag rap. You're done. You're gonna find so many kids that even though they don't have that many followers or they don't have that many plays, their stuff is good. They're putting time into that content.
Yeah.
But it's the competition. Like a lot of the people, it either comes down to money or original, like you were saying, you know?
Right.
Yeah. So I don't know. The music game like right now is very competitively. Yeah.
I have to say I think that it is oversaturated. Of course, I feel like there's people in the industry who don't necessarily deserve to be in the industry because of talent alone. But
Drake.
more than anything,
Drake.
more than anything, the underground is what seems to be like overflowing because, like what you said,
Yeah.
you don't even need a real setup to be able to make what
Yeah,
you want
like-
to
an
make.
album or something.
And with that, I guess, comes like a lot of people doing it, of course. But at the same time, it makes it more apparent that what you need to succeed in the industry
Yeah.
is actual talent.
Yeah, I agree with that. Like, now to really make it out there, you gotta have original stuff. You gotta bring something new to the table.
It can't just be the same.
Yeah, it can be the same. You can use something that like someone has been doing for years because everyone is doing the same thing. You really gotta think outside the box to be able to make a living.
Unless you're Drake. Going back to what Austin was saying about the industry, I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's a guy named Dram.
No.
Dope. No, not dope, sorry. Does real donkey music is what it stands for.
That's a name.
And he released a song called Cha Cha. I think it was like a few months before Drake did Hotline Bling.
hmm
And it's basically the same exact song. You look at Drake's and it's got hundreds of millions of views. You look at this guy's and it's nowhere near that.
Oh God. Yeah, but it always comes down to like the label you're signed to. Like a good example of this, and I do respect Martin Garrix because he is original. He has a lot of passion. He does invest a lot of time into stuff, but spinning made him what he is today, and he can't deny that. Without his label, he cannot. Maybe he could have made it like a little more money than what he used to, but he wouldn't be making the amount of money being recognized as far he is. Right now, if you mention Martin Garrix anywhere in the world in a major city, people know who he is. Why? Because Spinning does a good job of putting their artists out there. And
Yeah.
that's a fact.
Spinning promotes the crowd
Yeah.
of other artists, which is, I guess, a good thing. But
Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is.
Spinning
Yeah.
it's a
Yeah.
record company.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's it's really popular electronic music. label.
Usually, if you sign with them, you're guaranteed to be, not successful, but have at least a little bit of fame.
You can sign
Yeah.
tracks with them, or you can be like signed as like an artist with them. Some people just like release singles through their label. Others are like signed to their label.
That makes sense.
But yeah, Diplo has his own label now, and also Skrillex, which they're trying to get a lot of these underappreciated artists out there, so they can make their music.
And like
But
other artists have labels, but their labels might be like under Spinnin' because that artist is still signed to Spinnin', if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So there are like sub labels of major labels. So it gets confusing, I guess.
no, yeah, usually what I like when an artist that makes music owns the label is they're able to like mentor those young artists. So anyway, before we finish, I wanted to play a quick game. I'm gonna mention the genre, and you'll like just name famous person you can think of that sings that type of genre or plays that
God.
instrument. Is
Okay.
that cool?
Sure,
This
why
goes
not?
very badly.
I'll
Let's go
ask.
for it.
All right. Hip hop.
Drake.
Oh, I'm doing hip hop too. Tech Nine.
What about you?
Joey Badass.
What about you?
Eminem.
Fair enough.
Alright.
I like that.
Let's do pop.
Pop.
Just kidding, don't do pop.
Yeah, don't do
That's
pop.
too
I don't
easy.
know.
Yeah, okay.
I don't actually.
Broad.
That's way too
it's
easy.
way too broad.
EDM. Just go for it.
Tiesto.
Hardwell.
Troy Boy.
What?
Electronic dance
Cardi.
music.
Yeah, I don't know.
Skrillex. That's like
Yeah,
the
Skrillex.
easiest
Skrillex,
answer you can say.
Really though, it's EDM.
I think that was it.
Country.
Country. I really have no idea of any
Um,
good country artists. I'm sorry. Celine Dion.
John Wayne.
Celine Dion.
Is
I
that
got
a
Celine
girl
Dion.
or a guy?
That's a girl. That's a girl.
Okay, it sounds like a girl.
girl.
Yeah,
Lionheart
Celine
will
Dion.
go on.
Zach Brown Band is actually pretty good.
I think John Wayne's a country star.
Would we consider Mumford and Sons country?
They're alternative.
Yeah.
I love that. That's good. I do like that one country song where it's like, got my window down and cruise.
That's
That's cruise.
That's
That's
cruise.
cruise.
I literally, that didn't even connect. I didn't.
All right, I think
Oh
that
my
concludes.
God.
All right,
Okay.
people. So that was
This
it.
has
That
been Not the Father.
Little breezy,
Blessing your
Jay-Z.
ears with my children.
with Nicholas DePaulo on our music podcast.
Nicholas
And,
DePaulo.
Your dad too.
All right. Bye.